All right now, all right now. I know it's gonna be kind of loud right now if you hear it, but gargle H2O. All right. Had to put that fan on. It's hot as okay here. Welcome back. Welcome back. This isn't official. We're just gonna see if the board looks good, if I look good. I mean, I know that. Come on now. We're gonna see if everything looks presentable. But because I'm gambling that it does right now, welcome back to another episode in the Dark Wizard's Dungeon. Might put a sound there. I don't know yet. But today's episode, because the last one got pretty good response, and I decided that I was also going to clip it, and then from clipping it, put it onto the TikToks and whatnot, instead of just making independent TikToks here and then making independent YouTube videos. I'm like, wait a second. There's good clips in here. And I think we live in just like a clip era society. So I realized, let me just put the two and two together and clip my own stuff as if my long form content is valuable. And I guess you guys appreciate it. And that has converted in subscribers and likes and views on the video. So like, one thing I want to say is that I'm very, very, very appreciative that you guys are interacting with this stuff here. And like, I know in short, no time at all, I'm going to get into the intro or the promo saying like, oh, can you donate here? Can you subscribe here? Do this. But first and foremost, in that video, one of the main points that I brought up was just talking about showing up, especially when I don't want to, because I know that this is my responsibility. Maybe not in those words, but that's the message I was going for. And I realized that in all the days I didn't show up for myself, nobody was able to show up for me because they didn't even know I existed. They didn't know my ideas. They didn't know who I was. They didn't know what I cared about. They didn't know how to accommodate me, how to address me. But then I show up, and not only do people show up, but my people show up, and they interact, and they share it with their people, and then we grow a community. We build something out of that. And all the imposter syndrome, all the fear that I was holding on to was stopping me from being able to just appreciate every bit of this journey, as small as it is, as insignificant as this may seem to the greater heights that we have to reach. I'm really not, I first wanted to start this video by just letting you guys know, like, this series really brings me like a lot of happiness, and just being able to use my intellect in a way that's not just beating down on my brain or just making me just so anxious and afraid as to the world I have to go outside and live in. But this series, and I know other things will too, but for right now, this series is really allowing me to see like, hey, not only is this something I can spend my intellect on, but this is something that I can open the door to. Even my controversial takes open the door to allow other people, especially in our generation, because we are Gen Z, most of us, as I looked at my analytics, most of us Gen Z millennials, this is our generation. These are our pop stars. This is our music industry. So we might as well take some part in upping the standard as to one that we find not only credible, but enjoyable. And why can't that start with, hey, you know what? Instead of just trying to cancel everybody, what if we actually give people critique? Because as it seems right now in the music industry, nobody knows what's going on. Especially with AI coming in, nobody knows what's going on at all. So I think in times like this, the best thing that we could do is really just try to throw everything at the wall and see what sticks. And what better person to do that than some lame-o like myself? Yes! All right, so check out the board. Hopefully my mic was on. Oh God, it is hot as fuck in here. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. It is so hot. I think the AC died in literally this part of the library. So, just in these rooms, like everywhere else is AC's booming, metro. But over here, like, holy shit, bro, scorched earth. Check out. But actually, before we get into the promos and, you know, me, may I have some more? In your wallet, let me explain as to kind of the concepts we're going to cover today. That may also help me not make a 10-hour video when this could be really a solid 45-minute flick. we're going to just do a very quick synopsis as to who Zara is. We're not going to get into the YouTube video essay, oh, this is where she was born, this is the award she has, this is this. We're going more into why do we feel like she's not in the position she should be in right now, and where's she going to go in the future. That's my stuff. You remember that shirt I was wearing in the last video? It's on Cosmic Nomads Rebel Souls if you want to pick it up. Might do a discount. I don't know. Might do a discount. We are psychic. Our brains are in the future. We are already looking at the world beyond the implosion of the current industry. And we're trying to see what value actually exists in the state of this industry right now that we can carry with us into the future, all right? So let everybody else do the historical analysis and all that as it pertains to the individual person. What applies to us is really, really going creative as to how we're going to analyze these people. That's what I like, freedom. Because none of this has happened yet. We only know how to gauge, of course, her career off of what has been done and presented. But especially as an artist myself, and as an artist probably you are, you know when an artist with genuine talent is not being cultivated or allowed to express herself in ways that would accentuate that talent and that gift or those gifts to then really show the potential this person has in this field. Because this is like, I keep on making this take. We live in a content creator artist industry. And it's the difficult part is that if the content creator keeps on selling, then we're going to think that's good music. But it's at the same time, if we push our standard to music and music quality based on how much it sells, we're going to just significantly take it away from, or even take our own awareness away from being able to become like aware of genuine talent and recognize, okay, well, maybe that's not lacking talent because it's not selling like these other artists are. Maybe these other artists just have better management teams. Maybe these other artists are just in the right location. Maybe there's, so let's focus on, is this person talented or not? Zara Larsson, you're ridiculously talented and your career is being completely undermined by your team. Sorry, I had to let it out. And then from that talent, do we know what we can do with it to, whether it's contribute to the culture or amplify society in a way beyond just the music and being able to enjoy that? When we can start getting artists that can start not just influencing their fans, but truly start contributing consciously to the culture, you're going to start to really see this is magic, bro. And these artists that you be looking at, you just be thinking it's some like crackhead that dropped out of 10th grade. If you want to be honest, these are pastors, bro. These are pastors and they're leading, especially these live performing artists. Go look up YoungBoy's recent concert. Now, again, a lot of you guys, especially you Christians, be saying, they worship the devil, blah, blah, blah. They disrespectful, fatherless boys. Turn the music off and just watch a video. Do you not see a pastor leading his congregation in spiritual worship? Maybe not to a deity, but definitely in spiritual, almost like frequency alignment. And everybody is able to enjoy this oneness of presence because we're aligning to this frequency. Now, what we choose to do with that frequency, whether it's have sex, whether it's enjoy it more with drugs, whether it's give ourselves to the devil, which a lot of Christians think we do when we listen to rap music and rock music, that's up to you completely. But you cannot take away the magic from that. YoungBoy's 26 years old. There's a lot of pastors who wish that they were YoungBoy. I'm talking about pastors who've been preaching to congregations for longer than this dude has been alive. They wish they could have the same grasp on not just their community, but the world's communities with a gift like that. You have to start thinking, I don't even know how we got this deep into the conversation, but you have to start thinking about the genuine magic in the music. And I think that's maybe not the only reason why I call myself the Dark Wizard of Disney, but it's a significant reason. Traditional mainstream religion has demonized so much of not only our spiritual and like rituals and practices, but also the spirituality of life outside of that which can be controlled by fear of damnation, by this desire to go to a heaven that's not real, or by this fear of judgment, by like a God who doesn't exist while you're making all these sins on earth, but will judge you for every single one you've committed when you're dead. But you have no way of you know what I'm saying? When our only source of magic is in our fear of it and how it will judge us more times than not negatively, and then stop us from accessing this paradise that we dream of to help us escape from our current suffering on earth, we stop being able to appreciate the magic that we're living with every single day. Somebody's ability to make a song and damn near touch your soul without even touching your skin. Somebody can speak something on an app like TikTok and literally read to you your life experience in words that you didn't even know existed or could be put together to literally define what you've been through. But this person and you have never crossed paths one bit in this life. And you're not calling that magic? You're not calling the sun rising every single day and going down in the same cycle magic. You're not calling, again, I think I said this in the last video. I said this in one video, one of the recent ones. You're not calling a woman's ability to turn the germ of a sperm into a human being, like to turn a tadpole, a literal tadpole, into a human being. And you're not going to call that magic? All right. I'm not sure how we got into all of that. And I apologize because I guarantee you I was supposed to get into the promo. Which actually, let me just run through this real quick, see where we're at. Get into the promo real quick. And then we'll get into this. Because I definitely don't have time to dilly-dally. Okay. So that first part of the video ended up going pretty swell, pretty sweet. So because of that, we're going to get... The lighting is actually garbage, so I do apologize for that. It's just I don't have a whiteboard this big at the crib. And you know what I definitely... Okay, now we're sliding into some bullshit. Let me do the promo first because I already forgot that. Actually, what if I just made the promo like some quick... Hey, if you'd like to support the channel, check us out here, here, here. All right, let's get into the rest of the video. Would that be cool? Like, will you guys, maybe I'll make enough videos for you guys to just understand, like, this is what I'm doing, fundraising to, I'll explain more about this specifically what I'm saying, but I'm going to roll it over right now because we don't really have that much time. So fundraising for book, investment to build these 2 platforms, and then clothing brand. If you like that shirt I was wearing in the last video, go check it out. Go get you one. Holiday season is coming up. I don't know if your friend wants one. Check out our Patreon. We have an exclusive little series that I'm doing on there. And again, exclusive perks like ad-free, which everything's ad-free right now because I forgot to put my AdSense pin in. So you guys are basically going to get ad-free videos for the next like 2 months. And then early videos and uncut videos, because if you are a dirty child and you like hearing me curse and say all the naughty little words, then you can go check those out too. That's the promo. I'll get back to the video now. Okay. So this is a very, not disappointing episode, exciting episode for me. I know I told you I was going to run over what we were going to get into in the episode, but I realized that's just me wasting time. And let's not waste time. Let's not beat around the bush as much as I do appreciate the bush. Let's not beat around it this time. Let's just go straight in. Not over it, not under it. You gotta go through it. What's that one? Actually, this is probably a horrible analogy to make or connection to just dig into because it's like an adult reference and then a children's show or a children's book. But Do any of you guys know that story? You can't go around it. You can't go under it. You can't go over it. So you gotta go through. I'm playing. I gotta stop. Okay. What I'm trying to say with that is we're just gonna get straight into this because I think what I want to say in my explanation as to the takes I'm about to give are a lot more valuable than me trying to set up this play. Zara Larsson is a Swedish vocalist. She's 27 years old right now, so just at the tipping point of Mount Kilimanjaro. Kidding. Just at the tipping point of Gen Z. She's not old. 30 is not old even. 35 is not old either. She's really, really very young. And I believe not only is this a great time to really, really, really hone in on her career and giving her a legacy career, but she's just the perfect person to do so with because there's so much public, not only catalog in the sense of like albums dropped, but there's just so much development in the public eye. There's so much room for growth and for progress and failure and maybe setbacks that she can learn from, but still progress publicly so that when we do want to make these pivots that I'm going to advise to her career here, she's a professional about it. She's a tenured professional at the young age of 27. So that's great. So this isn't like, we're not going to have to teach you the business so much as we're giving you these creative career pivots. We can give you the creative career pivot. You can go on that journey, and then we can hopefully figure out the business back end. Because apparently you guys have horrible labels that don't know how to market talent in Sweden. Swedenland. And we'll get that. You with a great team, great members, great collaborators, so that you can really experience the pop star status that you deserve, bro. Because I'm telling you right now, even if it's only 5 years, you deserve to be at the top of these charts, competing the same way that Nicki Minaj and Rihanna and Beyonce are out here competing against each other for hits. That's what I don't like about just like this. And again, I'll get deeper into explaining this in a little bit, but that's what I just don't like about the Taylor Swift monopoly in white girl pop, because I think there's just so much more potential for white girl pop. And also, you guys don't understand how important white influencers, celebrities, and pop stars are as it pertains to leveraging culture to help better race relations amongst the differing demographics in those cultures. And because the girls are the ones who are making all the hot music, this is why I'm not talking about male pop stars, even though I'll try to dig some out, because the girls are killing it in every single section. The girls are doing it. They're the ones who are doing it at a top level. All right, so we're going to analyze the girls, and hopefully that's going to give some inspiration to the boys to get our act up and to get us in a position to where we have an actual like collection of figures to look at and analyze, rather than just like one pop star here, one pop star here, one Mormon back dude here. I'm kidding. But Zara, it's just like the thing that disappoints me the most is that the talent is all there. And I made a short clip of this in the last video. But the talent is all there for her to really not only pop off, but to have a lasting career and to have real tracks in her catalog. She already has good hits in her catalog, but she doesn't have like her own. I'm talking about slap an album on the table, bang. This last album that she dropped, I like it a lot. But she doesn't have an album of like, bang, my album, my hits, suck my d-. Like, that's what we want. That's the type of talent that she has. But something that you guys may not want to appreciate because you don't like Jay-Z is you need a machine that understands the creative just as much as they are connected to and understand the corporate side of it and can tie those things in together and make an absolute global pop star. As much as I don't like Jay-Z, I'm telling you right now, you have to appreciate the man that he is and what he was able to do in globalizing Black culture. Because I'm telling you right now, he, like, market-wise, visibility-wise, credibility-wise, Jay-Z has done some of the most impactful work as it comes to solidifying Black culture in credible artistic spaces as it pertains to music, specifically as it pertains to hip hop. Yeah, like he may not be the best rapper, the most lyrical, the most of this. What Jay has done on the business side as it pertains to representing Black people in those literal anti-Black spaces. Jay-Z has gotten our people, and Dame Dash, of course, have gotten our people dollars that we should never, ever, ever have even been able to receive checks from or receive in this life, in this industry. And as much as you don't like the dude, I have some grievances with the dude myself and his kind of decisions, but hey, that's a sign. Because Rihanna is not just Rihanna. Rihanna is off the back of Roc Nation, of Jay-Z's enterprise. Beyonce is off the back of Jay-Z's enterprise. These people are hitting their potential, not only because they're super talented, because the machine is full 150 million% behind them. And even if you don't think they're the or you think their album is actual the machine will not let you sleep without knowing that they are the shit. So that's why, like, great talent goes away every day. But Travis Scott made an interesting quote about this. I don't know if I can include it in here or if I'll get copyrighted, but Travis Scott made an amazing quote saying that, yeah, there's a bunch more people that are even more talented than me out there making music. But they don't have this opportunity. They don't have a team. They don't have marketing. They don't have the machine. So they'll just never get to where I'm at. I don't know if he said that directly, but facts. And this is why I do the business that I do. And hopefully you guys want to give me a freaking label job out of this instead of trying to send me into more college debt. Because I can help you guys. I can help you guys. I believe that we've only seen Zara Larsson in her really take over. She could take over, but we've only seen her in dance pop, EDM, and kind of do a little bit of R&B and then more just traditional white girl pop songs to like beat the charts. Because she's not in this American culture that is so deeply, the Scandinavian white people, they're not as deeply connected to the black skin American. But just the black skin in general. So culturally, they're too far apart from the ingenuity, from the innovation, from the depth, from the soul that is the Black American that has inspired literally and probably is the backbone of American creative culture. At least as it pertains to music. But yeah, the black man and woman are the backbone. And if you want to be honest, genuinely speaking, where the Brits were able to leverage rock to give them not only music credibility, but mainstream access, the United States not only used rock, because rock was cool in the US too, rap is what globalized the US. Hip hop and rap is what globalized the US music business. Argue with your motherfucking mama. I understand that we had Motown. I understand we had Michael Jackson going on tours throughout the world. But what globalized American cultural music influence was rap and hip hop. And labels were just hoping that they could just throw all these artists into deep financial debt so these artists never knew the influence that they had independent of the label that was marketing them to the world. And those artists couldn't take that influence and create their own machine, create their own brand, create their own ecosystem, and start to really fuck shit up. That's why you have people like me who maybe aren't as artistically gifted, but they know a little bit about the business and can figure out a handful of things, how to get that talent to where it's supposed to go. Because one thing I'm going to tell you right now, this may not sound like it's related to this conversation. Talented people that aren't given the support that they need, gifted people, especially psychologically gifted people that aren't given the support and the accommodations that they need, feel like a burden in their own lives, and they either go crazy trying to accommodate themselves, or they go crazy trying to accept themselves in a world that doesn't allow them the accommodations to do so. So I'm not saying that Zara is somebody who's talented and just not being appreciated is going to go insane. But I'm saying when you waste a gift, you're hurting or you're hindering somebody from what they came to this earth to do. And that's not on them if they're not able to pop off or find the success they dreamt of. That's on you. But we live in a world where it's easy to blame the artist for not being able to reach their potential when we have a whole entire machine called a record label and a whole however many employees that are getting paid full time with benefits can't figure it out. That's fucking weird. It's almost like my job as the artist is to create the art, and your job as the marketing exec, your job as the distributor, your job as the this is to do the job that comes before the ER or the OR, that is your job title. Okay, guys, I'm not gonna lie, it is hotter than hot in here. I'm sweating out of my butthole. But we're gonna keep going through this. I'm gonna figure out first if I want. Okay, first let me actually. I don't even want to try that. Let's see. First, I want to share the whole entire team as to why I believe Zara is not mainstream, at least in America. And she just keeps on just coming out of the water. Here's a hit. Going back underwater. Coming out of the water. Here's a hit. Oh, here's another hit. All right, going back underwater. Oh, here's a hit. Damn it, let me just burn through it. I don't care. Never mind, I'll just take this off. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean to do this. I didn't mean to be this sexy. It's just too hot in here. Jesus Christ. All right. So, this is what's happening. What can be... Actually, let me make sure this is still recording. All right, we're chilling. Okay. What could be hindering Miss Larsson from finding the success that we know she deserves, especially those of us who actually have listened to her? We know that she's a very talented artist. We're not missing out on anything. It's like the world is missing out. Weird. And then actually in the video, the clip of the video that I made about her, somebody commented on my TikTok and they said, oh, well, I don't want her to go mainstream because then she's going to change to pop. Dude, if you're good at what you do in your lane, you drag pop into your direction. The problem is that we have a bunch of people who are trying to do pop so they can get paid off music or get seen through an algorithm, but not enough people doing their own type of music and then creating or popularizing that lane. So we have our rock era, or we have our R&B era, or we have our rap era, but everybody and their subculture is constantly developing music in that lane, new types of music, new types of art in those lanes, allowing the mainstream to literally traverse all these different types of and combinations of cultures, allowing us to always have a popular art, but everybody to have their own type of art and to appreciate that as we go, regardless of the mainstream acceptance or not. Okay. When I made the take about location and culture, I mentioned Jay-Z already, right? I'm going to assume that I did because it's either that or I was speaking to myself in my head, which I'm basically doing now, so forgive me. Oh, but I guess that tied us into the next point, which was label and a management team. If you don't have the right team supporting the talent is basically nothing. It's basically nothing. And that's also a realization I had to come to in my own life. Sadly, very sadly, I have to admit to you guys, I used to play baseball here and there. And one of the realizations I had to come to, and my cousin might not even know that I'm including him in this, but Aaron, my nigga, what's up? This is something that I had to realize, and I only realized once I left, if you want to call it ran away, from home. And then I ended up staying at my cousin's house who plays water polo. And this dude's like good as at water polo, like Olympian type shit. So, hey, kudos to bro. But one thing that I realized, as much as I wanted to play, because we connected in our youth as like athletes and just like the lifestyle, the kind of the rigorous lifestyle that we live. And one thing that I noticed was we were both successful. Like, mind you, both of us were on varsity in high school, multiple years. He was on, I'm pretty sure he was like starting varsity freshman year. And I ended up starting like junior year, but I was kind of up and down and whatnot. But the one thing that was consistent to me was that you can't be successful in, especially like a sport, if you don't have your family supporting you. If your family's making excuses as to why they can't show up to games, if they're out here not getting you the right gear, the right nutrition that you need, if they're waking you up at freaking 6, 7 in the morning to just go do bullshit instead of like, and then telling you that you can't go leave to go hang out with your friends, to go practice or train in your sport. They're telling you that, oh, you know, working out is scary. I don't want you to break something. But like, they're not, like, they're trying to like justify not giving you health care and whatnot. Like, it doesn't matter how talented you are in the sport. It doesn't matter because you're battling the world, you're battling yourself, which everybody does, and now you're battling the foundation that is not allowing you the foundation to be successful in the first place. You're fighting all these things in your life. When are you building anything? And that's when I realized that maybe I had to just, like, as much as I wanted to keep playing ball, and I know I could have kept playing, but like as much as I wanted to play, I just realized it's not doing me any favors putting myself out here knowing that almost one of the main reasons why I'm playing is to like prove to these people, my own fucking family, the ones that continue to justify why they don't support me. It's just like, I'm proving to you that I am this talented, I am this good, or this was like a worthy spend of my time. But in all the time I'm doing that, how am I serving myself? And maybe if I picked a different route or I pivoted into a different direction, that was, again, one of my interests or something that I aligned with deeply, but I could support myself in at least until I found the people that could support me. That's when I realized I had to pivot out of that. I don't know why we got so deep into that, and we keep on getting into just recognizing that my whole life before starting this shit is basically just trauma and bullshit. But what I'm trying to say with that little story there is the talent is nothing. It doesn't matter how talented, how gifted you are. It doesn't even matter how much you show up on your own. I'm telling you right now. And of course, there's those made up stories of, oh, that person grinded so hard, single mom this and so this and stayed at this person's house. Yeah, there's all those fucking like hopeful stories like started from nothing, made it to the top. When you get to the real world, bro, when you grow up, you realize a lot of that shit's manufactured fluff, bro. You realize a lot of that shit's bullshit. It's lied. It's exaggerated. It's not real, bro. All the people who are successful, they all have a 2-parent household to go home to, or at least parents to go home to. They have a home to go to, a bed to go to. They have food to eat in the fridge. They have somebody doing laundry for them. They have somebody calling in the doctor appointments for them. They have somebody taking them to and from school. They have somebody making sure that their financials are okay so they're not sitting here going into debt. They have somebody making sure that they're on time and getting stuff done. Like, you can't do it all on your own. You can't even expect yourself to get it all done on your own. And when you spend all your time doing all the things that other people should be helping you do to put yourself in a position to do what you do best, you're not going to have any energy to do what you do best. So you're going to do it like shit. And then you're going to think that you are actual shit at what you want to do and then quit. Instead of just recognizing I don't have the right supports and accommodations to do this, so I just won't end up doing it well in the first place. And I'm not telling you that you can't do certain things, but I'm saying that give yourself an opportunity to fucking win, goddammit. Give yourself a chance. Maybe you're going to have to just love certain aspects of your life differently as it pertains to how they even allow you to support yourself. But I mean, that giving up that baseball shit, that was a hard one for me, bro. Like, in another life, bro, I hope I get an opportunity, bro, to, if there's a Major League Baseball in another life, bro, like, I hope I get an opportunity to play, bro, and to live that dream out. Even if I'm shit at baseball, bro, like, I would love an opportunity to live that out. And I'm still young, too, though, so it's like, it's not like I can't play, like, in an adult league or something, but it's just, like what that shit meant to me, bro, and, like, especially, like, where I came from, bro, like, what that meant to me. And then having just, like, nothing else, just, like, everything else just ripped from, taken away, just, like, torn apart, bro, like, so I went no contact with my parents, bro. There's a whole bunch of other shit, but it's just like, damn, bro. We'll get into that conversation another time, bro. I want to get into this, the rest of this. Well, let's keep going here. One, not a major, okay, I think this is significant, and this also pertains to that Charlie XCX beef with Taylor Swift. And I literally just saw a video or a thumbnail video saying Taylor Swift Eras tour made $2 billion, or not Eras, whatever, one of the most recent tours that she's been on made $2 billion, which is insane, absolutely insane. Not because $2 billion is insane. Okay, I mean, not even speak. But what I'm recognizing is that ever since that 360 deal that Leor Cohen introduced in the music industry, all these labels had just abandoned signing recklessly like they used to, which was cool because you get these spurts of talent every 1 year here, 3 years here, 6 months here, one hit song. It was nice. Spending, like, you have a lot of money, so you spend it on a lot of talent, right? And then whoever lives, and those who return on investment can keep on succeeding. Now, this dude's like, okay, well, let's just take all the money from our biggest artists and just suck it all up, bro. And then not invest ever in any new artist and just run these guys until they're dead off of, like, touring. Problem with that is when you get into a genre like white girl pop, once you find the formula, and this is an issue with capitalism, basically the enshittification process. Once you find the formula that prints the money, you print the money until printing money becomes illegal or the money becomes worthless. Somehow, we are still in a world where printing money for Taylor Swift, whether it's 7 versions of an album, whether it's releasing on the same day as other smaller artists, whether it's singing the same song on every album, the money is printing, and it's real money. So because of that, we have no interest in bringing anybody here that's white, that's a woman, and that does pop music, because you're going to compete with this Goliath, fuck Goliath, behemoth, right? You're going to compete with this that literally probably everybody in the music industry is invested in, because what are you going to do, gamble against Taylor Swift? Dumb. But that shows me, or at least opened my eyes to recognizing what Drake was to hip-hop, Taylor Swift is to pop music. This is the issue, though. Drake wasn't trying to just bring hip hop into pop music. He was trying to completely popify hip hop music for his own leisure and his own exploitation. And then not only that, but place a crown on his own head in the hip hop industry. Because I'm not going to lie, the only people that are going to give it to him are a bunch of like white kids that live in the suburbs, that go to private school and use the hard R. Those are the only kids that are going to give him the crown of hip hop. Or maybe these younger Gen Z non-black hip hop journalists that have absolutely no connection to just like the black struggle and plight and how that connects to our culture. But they just like how that sounds, or they just like, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 bounce, bounce, bounce. They just like doing that stupid shit at concerts. They don't even like hearing or feeling the music. It's not even spiritual to them. It's just take drugs, have sex, weird clothes, Lil Yachty. No offense, Lil Yachty. But Zara isn't like Taylor. And and this is gonna drag us into this conversation, which I'm really ready to have. The reason why I'm so disappointed in Taylor Swift pop is that it's not pushing the culture at all. It's not culture pushing. It's not culture bending. It's not innovative. And again, maybe this is what art's supposed to be. This is what happened in my life in the last 18 months, or like this is the kind of the headlines over the last 18 months, and then 6 of these songs were written by ChatGPT. Here they are. There's no depth. Somebody like Kendrick had to come into the game and just absolutely whack Drake across the face to remind the whole world, who the f is this guy? Who is this guy, and why is he saying the N-word like this? That's like, and that's what I'm sitting here thinking. Like, I think everybody is too afraid because it's almost like assassinating the president. If you come after Taylor Swift, like I know she might act nice girl, whatever the fuck. If you come after Taylor Swift in that monopoly, look at what happened to Kanye West, bro. And he was right. And he was right, bro. That Taylor Swift music video was absolute dog dookie, bro. But maybe that was necessary to be the catalyst of her whole entire career. Because holy wham, bro, was that girl America's sweetheart for so long? I don't even think she's ever aged a day past 19. Like, I just realized that she was over the age of 21 when they said that she was like 34 and getting married to Travis Kelce. Maybe that's my issue. But as long as, we're going to get into the monopoly understanding. This is why I'm not a fan of this. But if you guys are a fan of Taylor Swift music, just like if you guys are a fan of Addison Rae and you don't like me talking about her career, so be it. You guys can have it. I'm not saying don't listen to Taylor Swift music no more. If you like it, that's your stuff. All right? I have some artists I like listening to that you guys may absolutely hate. And frankly, I don't give a fuck about your opinion on them. And I'm assuming the same you to me. So let's keep this conversation going, all right? Now, personally, I believe, or how I was able to come to that conclusion that Taylor Swift is a pop monopoly and the whole, or whoever's invested in her, is going to keep investing in her until she stops printing money at the level that she is. She's literally like, if Disney had an influencer to just print money out of their Disney adults. But it's like Taylor adults. You guys know what I'm talking about. Now, the reason this also helped me see, or the outlier nature of Zara Larsson because of this giant monopoly on white girl pop in America and the inability to integrate new acts that can compete with this queen that is Taylor Swift, acknowledge her as she is. I made the Beyonce, Rihanna, Taylor Swift, Zara connection or analogy. And that is this. When you have somebody like Beyonce, and mind you, I'm not saying that Jay-Z is her whole career. Beyonce is freaking talented and beautiful, and this is Queen B. You know what the fuck I'm talking about? Come on. I don't have to do no explaining to this. When you have the damn standard, I mean, this is our generation's Whitney Houston, but like, if Bobby Brown was like a businessman. Beyonce is such a talented standard and such an exceptional standard in so many different areas, whether it's in presence, it's in presentation, it's in performance, it's in singing, it's in lyricism. Dude, one of my favorite Beyonce songs, she literally wrote in 15 minutes. Queen, I am yours. When you have somebody as talented as Beyonce, then you can also have talented understudies, talented underlings, without compromising the talent of those underlings who are also on the same label. But you know what you can do, right? You can get very experimental, where you are more corporatized with Beyonce, where you are, okay, well, this is a black person, so it's going to be difficult to sell, but we have to make sure that this is a palatable brand to sell not only our culture in a prepackaged, desensitized form to these white people who like to jig, but to also keep it real for our people who are also consuming in the same damn market. You're going to have to be very strategic about that. But now that allows you to have somebody like Rihanna be very experimental, be trendy, be somebody who can move with the masses, move with the youth, or better, be so influential that she moves the youth. So you can already have a grip on the genre with Beyonce being the figure of it, whether it's pop, whether it's R&B. Beyonce can be the leader, and then now you have these arms that go into these different genres. They're trying different sounds, different music, experimenting with different looks. And you build a creative ecosystem that can absolutely dominate, in a non-monopolized sense, the culture. And the standard remains high because you recognize before you can do anything, you are a part of this machine. And you are a part of this machine to make it better. The issue that I have with Taylor Swift is that she isn't necessarily in that position because she's that talented. She's in that position because the formula works the best. And the problem is the formula is for profit. The formula isn't to prioritize creativity, innovation, culture. It's just profit. Profit if she makes ChatGPT songs. Profit if she says she has the same exact note the whole entire song. Profit if she doesn't know how to dance or perform. Literally. Like, the fact that you guys even look at Taylor Swift and Beyonce in the same lane, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, bro. Like, call me whatever the fuck you want, bro. Call this mean. Like, call me a hater. The fact that you even look at Taylor Swift as anything other than just like a high school kid compared to Beyonce, I'm sorry, bro. Like, we're not having the same music conversations. That's just me being nice about it, because I could get way crazier. Taylor Swift is a formula. That's why she never says anything controversial unless it's controversial protecting her own like ignorant beliefs, which we were able to get on this last album. Nothing controversial as it pertains to pushing social justice, as it pertains to pushing the culture forward, as it pertains to anything other than, well, when something is hurting me, then the whole world should care about it. But when the whole world is hurting, I should not have to care about it. So it's little things like that. It's the inability to actually be like genuinely inspirational. And I'm saying not only the I want to be her, but it's she did, so I'm going to. That's a different kind of love, of care, of inspiration. A lot of these, again, like, and then I made this take about Sydney's. Hold on. Okay, good. Now, I made this take about Sydney Sweeney. When you're choosing a white girl celebrity, it's really weird how like white girl social politics kind of works. And I may be completely wrong, but again, I've been right a handful of times. So let me know if I am wrong in the comments. White girls don't actually like each other. Most don't actually like each other. And fundamentally, most white people don't like each other. They just hate or are afraid of other people or insecure around other people to such a degree, it makes the attraction they have for their own people or the comfort that they have for their own people feel like they like them. Until you actually genuinely remove us, all of us scapegoats to their issues, and then they have to start pointing the finger at each other. And then they realize, oh, okay, well, now the issue is your religion. Now the issue is what landmass you were born on. Now the issue, now, like, oh, so the issue was never the black skin or having a vagina instead of a penis or being transgender or being homosexual. The issue is just that some demographic of us in here is so damn insecure, we have to place the responsibility of caring for that insecurity onto everybody else and then also dehumanize them on the back end of that. Not realizing the only answer to that insecurity is self-acceptance. But the most popular religion in the Western world is focused on the worship of fear and self-rejection. How crazy is that? How that just funnels into itself. But let me keep on going with the conversation I'm trying to have. When Taylor Swift is not only able to lead the charts, but dominate and monopolize the industry. Remember, I'm willing to take the heat for this. I don't think she's that talented. Your ability, we said this in the beginning of the video, your ability to appreciate genuine talent when it shows up is fucked up. It's like this right here. Good analogy. You're eating sugar, you're eating donuts, you're eating candy, you're drinking sodas all weekend at your boy's house or at your friend's house. Whatever you like to do that's like a guilty pleasure. Specifically, we'll talk about this because you know how crazy my mind gets. So you're out here eating all the good foods, sipping on all the sodas. Maybe you drink a little alcohol. I don't know. And then you go literally the next week, you're about to spend 2 weeks at your super strict military uncle's house. And now he's giving you broccoli and carrots and all this nasty corn and beans and rice. And it's just like, bro, like this is disgusting. To your desensitized palate, it is. To your desensitized tongue, it is. You know, the best way to clear off a desensitized tongue is to eat some. But you don't understand, as good as a feeling as you were getting from all that nasty, toxic stuff you were eating, it was destroying you in the long run. But for as nasty as those things are, and as hard it is to adapt into those healthy foods in the short term, in the long run, it's going to be way, way more beneficial for you. So, tying that back into our... You've been listening to this Taylor Swift for so long. She's been creating not a standard of actual art, but she's been creating like a kind of weirdly niche standard of, okay, well, it may not be good, but it prints money. And now people are actually chasing that. And let's not even get started on how Kim Kardashian basically opened the door for anybody who's just like an internet marketer, a content creator, to find their way into making some kind of music. Because apparently it's just like making music's like the easiest form of art to do. To all you guys, somehow it's to all you guys, making music is just somehow so much easier than I don't know, like wiping your ass or tying your shoes. I'll never get it. Like with all the important pieces and people and parts that come to just making one decent song. You guys are like, yeah, I can make that on my laptop. BandLab, like 30 minutes. Shut the fuck up. But to conclude this section of the video is when you set the standard to be mediocre, right? When you set the standard to be mediocre instead of the standard actually being like gifted, actually talented, right? And then building around that talent. And then when that's not talented anymore, or that needs to pivot or shift careers and then moving to something else and actually keeping the culture alive and healthy, fruitful, there's no room to put talented people. Because, okay, if the critics are actually music people, they're going to be like, okay, well, this is talented and this is not. But if they're not, and it's just a bunch of cult super fans, then what? Then they're going to tell you that this girl is not talented because her music doesn't sell? Well, that's weird, because this one is literally copying a formula and this other one's actually making good songs. Or this other one can actually sing and this one's acting like she can sing. Look at Taylor Swift as a monopoly of the industry, and Zara Larsson is a small business who is looking to make their way in the market in an industry that's already been dominated. You know, if you really want to think about it, you can check out, I forgot what I was saying. Forgive me. I was going to say something great, something super great. Oh, basically think about this. Tinder, some random dating app that you just saw on like TikTok Shop or TikTok. We already have like the monopoly is so big, even the people that hate using Tinder are going to keep using Tinder and just blame themselves or the people on Tinder, but they're going to keep using Tinder. They're not even going to look at that TikTok dating app. They have to literally get beat or something off Tinder before using this. And even worse than that, if they get so crazily done on Tinder, they're just going to cut off all dating apps forever. So it's like, damn, there's not even any market competition here. And that's what makes me disappointed. Because it's not only acts like Zara that can't break into this industry and start making hits. It's the whole ecosystem of competitors. Like, half of them aren't even competitive. You can just tell it's just people being picked for roles that they give you a producer, they give you a writer, they give you a somebody with the lyrics, they give you somebody to show up to media, they give you. It's like Build-A-Bear for a freaking artist, bro. Like, we don't do that here. That's why all the best musicians you've ever heard of, bro. Now, okay, maybe some of them are studio artists. Most of the best musicians you ever heard of, bro, like literally like lived and died and ate and slept and breathed, almost made love to their instruments. Played shitty shows. Sometimes going from playing at a shitty bar one weekend and the next weekend playing on stage at 50,000. Off a bus in some Old Navy clothes. You can't see the grit in the industry anymore. And I don't think it's like, I almost think that's what people mean when they say that money doesn't buy happiness. Because you have to be cognizant enough to know that money buys opportunity and it buys you access to living, but that's all it gets you. Life is literally created on the other side of being able to live. Or at least a life worth living is created on the other side of being able to have that foundation. But so many of us are just so stuck in this perpetual race or this chase for cash, chase for money, chase, and never really having it or never being in a position where we feel comfortable enough with it even our intentions when it comes to our creativity are related to this money chase and not our actual connection to ourselves and the creativity that comes from that unique relationship with the self. The decisions we make as it pertains to relationships, as it pertains to connecting with people, as it pertains to engaging in community, as it pertains to career, everything is money, 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 money. And again, I'm a broke ass nigga myself, bro. I understand exactly what it's like to feel like that. But you even have to know that you are in a different mind state when you're making decisions from a place of, I can take care of myself, now I can be authentic, versus I have to be this because this will get compensated and then I can take care of myself and then I'll figure out how to be myself afterwards. All right, man. That was quality stuff. Let me make sure this is still recording because I might just scream and then leave if it's not. Make sure we still got time here, you know what I'm saying? So, I guess we might as well do that too because I don't know why I didn't say that earlier, but I hate Zara's team so bad. And it's either your team is shit, which is probably the answer, or you need to live in the United States for at least like 2 years. But the sad part is that the United States is so socially polarized and divided right now, and everyone is so broke. There's no culture going on. Like, there's no EDM craze where people are going to raves all the time. There's no clubbing craze where people are going to clubs and there's good music. Like, you're not the only person making music for the club. It's rich people are trying to cosplay poor, but like also shit on us for being poor and like gatekeep us, like all of our cultures from us regular poor people who like made them. There's a lot going on. Cue the big mensa. No, I'm playing. But the fact that you dropped this last album that she made, Midnight Summer, great album, by the way. My favorite song on there is Girls Girl and Crush. Girls Girl, I love that song. Why in the absolute why in the are you dropping a summer album in October? What the Who like this girl could have had the clubs going from May, June, July, August, September, and then drop an EP in December. Or not drop anything because you just took over the summer. Put that song Crush on the radio. Like, what are we doing? Like, it's just... And Zara even said it in an interview one time. She's like, it's still summer. Like, and I know she's trying to be positive about this. And this is what I love about her. Like, yes, I know you're trying to not make it seem as bad as it is because this is your team. And these are probably people that you look to like family now. No. And if I was Jay-Z in this situation and I knew who Zara Larsson was, I'd be on the phone like, what the is going on? Because we're dropping an album that's going to take over the summer. It's going to get people out of their clothes, literally on the beaches, on the streets, outside, in the clubs. We're dropping this in October when people are getting ready to have Thanksgiving and to go hibernate for the next 2 months. Who am I speaking to? This is exactly what I would have said. Who am I speaking to? It's like we're not even trying anymore. Like, you already had a year from the last album, bro. Like, what is the... Oh, we're going to delay it because we don't have a song out. Like, what do you mean? This is a summer... All right. But that's... I think that's why, like, I can't be an artist because I be speaking like that. When people be talking crazy to me in comments, I be coming after them too. So it's like, I think I'm just the executive that has to control myself, and my response is just period. But again, who did I tell you that I was, bro? When we need a deal, we get it done. And you want that on your side at the end of the day. More than you are afraid of like me being a pit bull and like tearing into somebody who deserves it. Because it'll never happen to somebody who doesn't. Final aspect, which will tie us into this lower part. And if you guys want, I'm not going to get too much into like the competition and the comparisons, but I will for the sake of just why I wrote the names on there. But just to conclude this section of to why I believe Zara hasn't popped off yet, which has taken us a pretty substantial amount of time, is trend chasing. You have a voice that is amazing. You don't want to write a story around it. You can make one up. She's been famous for too long for you to make some real fake shit up. So it's like, obviously you kind of got to just make something that's for like an era, a little scene, a little invite us into the artist world for 18 months. Leverage these platforms like the TikToks and the Instagrams and the Twitters to go crazy. But it's like, you guys don't care. Like, nobody cares about the music business anymore. It's like nobody who's an executive cares. You guys just like going to freaking, what's this place? Freaking, what's this place? Harvard's Village, or like Martha's Village, bro, or the Hamptons all year, bro, and just, oh, I'm Justin Timberlake. I'm speeding on golf carts and getting into accidents. I'm drunk on a golf. It's lame, bro. Like none. It's like everybody just wants. It's not even the artists now that just want money. The artists, the labels, the executives, the distributors, literally the fans who are watching the artist want money for watching the artist. Like, what are we doing? Why does everybody want money? Does nobody care that this is a culture that people are going to have to like try to uphold at some point, or like have to actually rebirth now? Oh, that's right. Nobody cares. But trend chasing over brand building. This is why I believe personally I'm going to be the biggest tech CEO of Gen Z. And this is a crazy bold take, but I think I'm going to be one of, if not the biggest tech CEO of Gen Z. Because every single one of these artists, like, I might be talking shit, but it's because I'm building a platform that will address these issues in as many ways as it can, allowing the artist to go the direction they need to go in, whether it's with their team or without them, to create the legacy that they want. And at that point, in this world where the human experience in the real world itself might be one of the most valuable experiences and aspects of our future reality, where so many people are codependent onto technology and virtual experiences, yeah, nigga, I'm owning that shit. And you're going to need the artists to create those worlds, to dig into their own inner worlds and their own soul to create those masterpieces, those visions, those experiences for other people to engage with. And I need real artists. In a world where we're trying to make apps for AI slop content for people to just dig into all day, for 9-year-olds to listen to watch all day. Because who else is watching that shit? We have full-time jobs, bro. We have actual things to do in the real world. How many of us are watching AI slop? Typing in random prompts. Oh, would Michael Jackson stealing chicken? Michael Jackson stealing chicken because he's a black monkey. Okay. The reason why I'm so bullish, if you want to call it that, the reason why I'm so bullish on Creative Conscious, this platform that I'm building, I'll link it up right here if you want to go check it out. You can donate some money or something. Is because it's going to allow you and all of us who exist in this social media algorithmic economy, creative artists, to stop chasing trends and chasing the algorithm, and not even just chasing the algorithm, but boxing up our creativity for the sake of the algorithm. And constantly just chiseling ourselves down until there is nothing left. There's no art even left. There's no artist left. There's just an internet marketer who is trying every day to beat the algorithm until they get kicked off the platform. And then once the platform stops working, you're just a TikTok creator now. You're not even a musician. You're not even an artist. You're not even an actor. You're not even a comedian anymore. You're just a TikTok creator. Because you spent so much time serving the algorithm of TikTok, that's who your master is, not even the art that you thought you were interested in. But you guys don't get that? Shit can still get blocked, can get banned, can get deleted off these platforms. Just because it's viral on there, it doesn't mean that it had to pass through criteria. In the real world, you don't. You could have a shitty live show in the real world and it can't get deleted because the people who were there saw it. But Creative Conscious, my platform, because we do the algorithm differently and it's a lot more organic, the creator is incentivized to focus on building, not only just creating a bunch of content, but cultivating a catalog of their content, building an identity through creating, learning who they are through their creations, and from that, connecting with other people who create in the same lane, opening up the door to be visible to or seen by people who appreciate those types of cultures or those types of communities, or just that type of art and creation. Opening up the door to see, hey, you know what? Like, I'm not just creating art. I'm connecting to people. I'm building community. And I'm establishing the relationships that can create future opportunities and provide me resources that I may not have access to in my original life, or my life without them at least. And imagine if, like, following your dreams, following the pursuit of the passion, what if it wasn't just, oh, I'm going to fly to Hollywood and expect a producer to look me up and down and say, oh, you're hot, I'm going to get you a job in a freaking J.J. Abrams film. Imagine if chasing my dreams actually meant a lot more like self-development, discovering myself, self-acceptance, growing in alignment with who I am beyond what the world wants to reinforce me to be. What if the connections I was creating I knew were important? Because those connections could vouch for me to get opportunities that I couldn't get myself. What if I knew that the art that I was creating on here was important? Because even if it wasn't all going to go viral, it was a progression. It's a journey of the artist. And the value in who I choose to present myself to be on social media is one thing, but I'm not tied to that. I'm tied to the value that I'm constantly building and investing in every single day. Because who I am right now, every day, is the value that I am constantly mining and bringing and presenting to the world. But now I get to do it in my own way, almost in like a MySpace-like way. I get to do it in my own way. So if you fuck with that creative conscious shit, go ahead and give me some money so I can get that shit built up, all right? Or if you know any developers that want to build that for free, actually not for free, I'll give you equity in the company. Any developers that want to build that, hit me up. But artists who keep on chasing trends, especially in this age where we're implementing AI artists, you won't make it. Because you can't beat an artist who is literally trained off of the algorithm, if not is the algorithm. What are you going to do? Make art at a more consistent pace than them? They're not even real. They don't even need healthcare. They don't even sleep. And you're both competing against chasing the same algorithm. Who's going to beat it? But you know what AI artists can't do? Suffer in this human fucking world, for real, and connect that suffering to language, connect that suffering to reason, connect that suffering to meaning, connect that suffering to creativity. And then find a way to communicate that with the world, with people that they don't even know will be touched by those words, by that music. AI will never do that. AI may present some kind of fucked up version of a song that you may want to hear, but you know, what you could do is just listen to the song that you actually want to hear from the human being that sung that song or played it. Rather than, because this is where the AI art is going to go. I want a sad song, or I want a love song for my boyfriend or my girlfriend. Okay, well, I want the singer to sound like human who exists in the real world. I want the song to sound like song that exists in the real world. I want the tone to be like song that exists in the real world. Like, what the inspiration are you going to give this thing other than somebody's real made art? And if that's the case, why can you not appreciate the hard work that the person had to do figuring out how to even get that song out of their brain into out of their brain, out of their heart, out of their soul, onto paper, into recording, into your ears. There's no way that you do this whole like AI art shit without saying, well, I want it to be like real life, real life, real life, real life. And then recognizing that you have to actually, like that Ursula from freaking Little Mermaid, steal the voice box from a human being, put it in your own throat, and then you get to sing. That's the only way you get to do it. Because there is no machine. It's theft at the end of the day. You're asking somebody, and the only thing, I've listened to so many podcasts in the past 2 weeks about music industry and how they're shipping to AI. The only opportunity these people are talking about for artists is, well, we're going to let you train the AI models. So you're going to get compensated for that. Yeah, you only have to train a model one time, one cycle on every artist, and then give them the catalog. And then what does the AI keep needing the artist for? No, the artist is done. Because now we need to train on new material because we already consumed you. And we probably gave you chump change for the amount of ways that we can use your sound and your literal IP in our future business dealings. Horrible. To me. I mean, to y'all, I don't know. Fuck it though. You want to hear more about creative conscious, just, get in the comments and say, diss me. Make a whole video about that. Actually, I did make like a 3-part, I'm pretty sure it was like an 8-hour lecture series, but I think like 100 people watched that. I don't even know if y'all finished it. But to y'all my team, y'all my gang for real. I love you. Okay, let me make sure this is still recording. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah, baby. Okay, well, don't have all the time in the world, but we will do what we need to do, right? Finish this. Finish the Taylor Swift to Beyonce analogy. And now, where do I think our fair-skinned lady, is going to pivot or is going to grow her career into? Or what the future of this debacle is? She could be a what-if artist, the almost pop star. That would actually make me cry. And I cry for like 3 months at a time. I don't just cry and then get over it. That's why I feel like I don't think I can date in this like human experience, or at least these current times that we live in. Because it's just like, bro, like you baddies be breaking my heart, bro. And it's not like against you, bro. Like, it's just the ones that I like. Like, why the do I have to like you, bro? Like, if you just keep on breaking my heart, bro. Like why can't I like the girls that like me? And then I realized, like, oh, probably because my mom hated me, but then like forced me to like her. And I'm just like, single forever. Oh my God. But you know what's crazy though? Like, as much as I feel like a hopeless romantic, I do utilize that desire to have love and to experience love. I engage in that in writing love stories or just making stories about ideas and perspectives or potentials of what love could be, and just engaging in that fantasy. It does feel good. Again, it's never going to be as rewarding as having somebody touch you, love you, suck you, and like like be there for you genuinely beyond all the sexual. It's nothing like that, but it helps me. It does, especially as an autistic person who just like, I can't even figure out friendships, bro. Like I try, and then people are like, oh, just try, and then I try, and then I fail, and then people are like, oh, well, you're a piece of shit, and it's like, well, like I tried so hard, and I didn't have the words to tell you at that time, or I didn't know how to explain that, like, I'm burnt out, and I just can't be a functioning human being for like 6 to 9 weeks, and that's probably going to destroy our relationship because I don't know how to explain it, or like I wasn't given the proper clarity on it before it just kept on fucking happening to me, and I kept on losing everybody. So it's just like, fuck. I love fantasizing, bro. Just fantasizing, especially about not having any issues with like my existence. I fantasize about that shit a lot, but then I feel like I'd be the most boring fuck on planet Earth, and I'd rather be super cool and myself than literally anybody else. Let's get back to this. If Zara Larsson stays underground, that'll be a damn travesty. Too talented of an artist to be underground. And mind you, she should be one of the biggest artists in Swedenland. And then not only that, but go ahead and make her one of our top queens of pop in America. At least on the charts. Don't let this girl be a victim of bad business. We will get into a little bit more later into this video, speaking about how good business can change the trajectory of this young woman's career. Now, these are the main two routes. If you do reach success, these are the only two routes that are going to come in America. All right? You're either going to go, and this is every pop star, especially white people, everyone's going to have to pick a lane. I mean, Sydney Sweeney's not even a music artist, and even she had to pick a lane. All right? So, pick a lane, lady. MAGA pop, are you going to come and try to enter our music industry? It's failing already, so you better not even try. But are you going to try to enter this market of conservative pop music, which I wrote here is going to get rolled over by the punk renaissance? When the kids finally get up off their ass and go like, damn, we should stop consuming the nonsense on our phones and on TV and start just rocking out in garages and playing shows and just seeing how good it feels to actually be somebody, like somebody in the real world that people can see and can touch and feel and like actually impacts things that happen in the real world. Whether it's just a rocker doing shows, or it's a politician, or it's somebody who works a job, somebody who runs a business, like we have to get, especially Gen Z, we have to get in this state to where we're just like, F you, authoritarian government. You're not going to take our ability to be responsible for our humanity and our people and our culture and our communities out of our hands. We will do that because you don't know how to do that. You don't know how to do shit, if I'm being dead honest with you. And we're going to start tapping back into our humanity and recognizing how great it is to be a human and sharing that with others. That's what we're going to do in this age of coked out freaking tech CEOs trying to create life outside of a womb. So go into this little MAGA pop lane if you want to. Taylor Swift just put the green light for everybody who wants to do MAGA pop. I like my friends canceled. Oh wait, that's a Charlie Puth song. I like my friends canceled. That's that Taylor Swift song. I bet you do, girl. I bet you do. Oh, can't wait for the whole block to look like us. All pink and... So you can do that, but I'm going to tell you the only lane to go, once you do that MAGA pop, the only directions you can go into: country, Taylor Swift, propaganda. And you... That's going to sound like shit talking. So I'm not. I'll save that for the next video when we start talking about But that's it. You're either going to compete against Taylor Swift, which you're not going to. You're going to beg Taylor Swift to give you a feature or to go on tour with her so she can give you some of her fans, but not stop making damn music. Like, I think one thing you guys don't understand about Kendrick and what he did to Drake is that with Drake finally being down, now all the new artists who've been waiting for an opportunity can be like, this is my time to shine. But because there's so many different people who genuinely believe it's their time to shine, that's where the new competition comes from. A flood of it. Everybody who's sitting behind waiting for Drake to give him a chance. Drake. Because you recognize not only is Drake not that freaking amazing, but you're pretty damn good yourself. And now you have a much better shot to even be seen. I know social media era is saturated attention, but to even be seen, you have a much better shot. To contribute, you have a much better shot. Now, the kids who end up finding a way to create their own like subgenre or subculture and then maybe making 5 or 10 acts in there, saying, hey, we'll compete with each other, but this is just because we want to get visibility here. The kids who do that of the next genres, those kids are going to take off so far because technology serves the ambitious and the committed small group in this era. Back then, you used to have to have all these employees, all this real estate, all this business shit to really, really make shit happen. You just need to be ambitious and committed and to really be able to organize yourself, bro. And you could do a 5-man army in this world of AI. Now, again, I know I talk down a lot on AI, and I really don't hope we mass integrate it. But if you're a dream chaser, if you're somebody who like has visions that can tear through reality, but you just don't know how to get the accommodations or the tools or even the belief in yourself to make it happen, this is the era where that is possible, bro. I'm telling you. This is why we stay optimistic. Final aspect of this video, I believe, is going to be, okay, slight glaze. I watched Zara Larsson opening up for Tate McRae. This is actually one of the major things that disappointed me. But it disappointed me because I thought it was like, hey, she's the lesser known star than Tate, which I guess it makes sense in the American tour. But what I recognize is that it's not that necessarily, it's more so like a collab tour. Like, hey, you're from Sweden, I'm from America, your fans or my fans would fuck with you heavy. And this is another opportunity to help leverage you up into the position that you should be in. This isn't me like big sis, little sis. This is, hey, me bigging you up so we can both be big together. So I fuck with Tate McRae team for doing that. Somebody needed to bring Zara on like a national attention tour, especially in this country, because we need her here. I told you I was gonna do a slight glaze. Yeah, this girl is actually like super beautiful, bro. And her accent is like super hot. And she's super talented, and she's like seems like a very down-to-earth person, bro. Like a very not phased by the fame, but somebody who's just like in her position, in her role. And I'm very, very glad we have people like that exist. And she's not like an arrogant person anyway. As men, I'm like, me and my people, we all arrogant because we don't do that whole like, I'm humble, I'm so humble. Like, can you like me? Can you appreciate me? Because I'm not gonna step on your toes. Like, no. Like, we used to get hung on trees in this country. Every second we get a chance to say f you to them who was doing us wrong and to say fuck you to a system that didn't want to look at us like humans, we gonna do it. And we gonna piss all over it, and then we gonna shit on it, and then we gonna lit it on fire. Because we don't care about how you feel when it comes to speaking out of our name about us. That's why I can't be an artist. I'd get myself canceled in the first week. But Zara is like, it's like if you were actually talented at this music shit and you had like a record label, you'd be like foaming at the mouth trying to get an artist like this who just needs support and pivoting, career pivoting. Oh goodness, like it's just, there's so many opportunities. And this is what I would get into. If she decides to be like, you know what, let me not dabble all the way into like MAGA country and commit to that side, because I know I love a global audience. I saw she had a black boyfriend. This isn't me trying to like recruit myself, but that opens the door. It shows that, again, it really doesn't, interracial relationships don't really mean anything like significantly positive when coming from like a white woman's side, because they could still be very racist in those relationships. But it gives us hope to see that black people exist in the psyche of this girl. There's black people on the team, on the dance squad that she's in. Preferably, I would like to include some more and some darker skinned ones, because that would be a dope collection of people. And black women know how to dance, especially just black women dancers. Like, one, they're dancers, so they know how to dance. And then two, it's in us. It's in our melanin genes, dancing. That may be racist, so I apologize if you guys are melanated and black and you can't dance. You're a disgrace to our community. Okay. I think we need to stick with the dance pop and the EDM that type of music, and again, this last album that she dropped in October instead of in freaking May or June would have been banging all summer long. But these guys wanted to drop that shit in motherfucking. So now we don't even have, like, it's like now she's going to basically go on a whole marketing tour the whole winter trying to get people to listen to a summer album. This is what her team did to her. Whatever though. But if you're a global person, you can take that and take it to Africa, which has summer in the wintertime, or has a like winter around the summer around this time. So like I guess all the African countries, maybe that's a little far out there. But her voice, and again, this is that connection that we made to Rihanna. It's because that like really like foreign. She has a heavy accent. If you've heard her speak, if fairly heavy as it relates to like Americans. When you have that voice that can really bend and like through music and sounds and around instruments, and then really show itself and stand on its own 2 feet, figuratively, you put yourself in a role like Rihanna. Rihanna has songs that have, Rihanna has songs that kind of go into a reggae vibe. Rihanna has songs that are pop songs. She has sad songs. She has energetic EDM songs. Rihanna's gifted, bro. It's about making sure that gift is in the right positions to not only express itself fully, but to also find the best parts of these cultures or the mask that it's choosing to wear to push that significance out into the world. The influential part of it. Inspirational, influential, one or the other. But you're going to have to start getting, and a lot of you white girls are going to have to start getting around marginalized people, especially black people, especially black artists. You don't have to just love all black people. Like, let's not act like that's a thing anymore. Like, I'm tired. Not all black people are safe. Not all black people are cool. Not all black people are good. Not all black people care about black people or care about other people. Let's be honest. But you're going to have to get, with artistic black people, you're going to have to get right with them. Especially culturally validated, well, not just culturally validated, because like I'm not talking about them weird old heads. With culturally respected artists, you're going to have to get with them black ones. Because your voice, you're going to be featured on some music from the R&B girlies, or you're going to be making some R&B music of your own. I've seen you do some rap features, but we have to completely revamp the whole entire rap industry for the hope of having a more decentralized ecosystem of rap. So we can have conscious rap, we can have hard rap, we can have ghetto rap, we can have just different kinds. So hip hop can be its own universe rather than just this singular lane that is ghetto, street, gangsta, and hard. And nothing, it can't be anything else. Because we can't sell that to like a white kid who's trying to find the next high to get off of after the rock music he was just consuming off his dad's playlist. So black people are going to be very essential in your career. And not just that, but in the EDM, house music is black music. You guys might not want to accept that. House music is black music. And when I say that, you're going to have to start getting with the Jamaicans. They don't just make reggae music, they also make house music. So it's sitting here recognizing like, damn, like black people, it's not just black Americans who are connected to this gift, it's black people all around the world. And I could learn from all these different types of black people by appreciating their culture and then finding a way to leverage my popularity, my mainstream status to give recognition to these underserved or underseen communities. And then just hand in hand, we work with you, you work with us. You give our people a chance in the world, in the mainstream that we would have had trying to do it on our own. And we give you access to our culture and our community in ways that we don't give the rest of the world. Because we know how people love to abuse things that are just given to them free access, especially when it comes to niggas like us. Again, I already said that I saw you going into reggae, but not only reggae, I'm talking about like I see you going into the Afro beat, the Latin, the cumbia, like dance music. Like I'm talking about and this is why you collab with artists of those genres, of those nations. Because the second you, Zara Larsson, get people who are black, the second you get black girls shaking their hips, bro, and they're like, yeah, we fuck with Zara. Like, you all right, white girl. The second you get that, bro, you're not even going to have to worry about not popping off or being mainstream in America. You're going to be like, wait, this gift that I have connects me to all these different kinds of people. They appreciate my ability to share this gift. And I have an opportunity to appreciate and connect with them through this gift as well. And when you talented white people start recognizing that shit, you realize, why am I racist? Why am I homophobic? Why am I so damn insecure about every other type of person on earth? Like, these things don't matter, bro. You know what does matter, though? Humanity. That's it. Final note here, I actually do see you getting into some elegant jazz. You know what I mean by that? I see you getting into some very, very, very elegant jazz. Because I think that voice, we can do a couple rounds in a couple of different genres with that. Mind you, I believe that we had a great video here, but I know for a fact that I'm getting kicked out of here in 5 minutes. And I know that we never got into creator comparison, the market competition. But I hope I was able, I hope you can read it. And if you have any questions on this or you want a follow-up video, let me know in the comment section. But as we're at the end of this now, and I do have to leave here in a quick second, I wanted to just finish you guys off with 3 questions from me. All right? As it pertains to, and this is your homework. So get in the comments and say some dope shit. All right? And respond to 2 people or else you're kicked out of the car. Why the is Tate McRae headlining a show that Zara Larsson is opening for? Answer that for me. Next, what's it going to take for Zara to break mainstream without selling out to corporate propaganda? I should probably be answering these as well too, right? Maybe I'll finish asking them. Last one. This is a statement. This isn't a question. I personally believe that non-American female artists, if they aren't coming into America and tapping into this like age or era of woman, and it's not just like feminism. I'm talking about like we're women and we do what the fuck we want type shit. Like if I don't want to have a kid or if I want to abort that, that kid. That type of energy. And I'm not saying just recklessly, kind of bring life to form and kind of whatnot. But what I'm trying to say is that we have women who are in their punk era, in their rock era. You need that type of energy. You need that type of ferocity that goes against the grain. That is, this is what it means to be a woman. This is a good woman. Like you need to be like, well, being a good woman because I want to be a woman that I want to be like. So now that you know that I'm getting kicked out of here, right? Just what do you think? I was going to answer all those questions, but now I feel like I'm getting rushed and I get a little anxiety, so I'm not going to answer them for you. Apologize. But what do you guys think about the episode? Do you like it? Do you think that Zara Larsson can pop off in the United States without doing that stupid ass MAGA rap shit or that MAGA music shit? Do you guys think that? I genuinely believe that she had the misfortune of not being born in America with a gift like that. But you also sacrifice or risk you risk them becoming MAGA Americans like a lot easier and earlier. So I'm not sure, but then also I don't know how racist those Scandinavian countries are. So I could just be like making a bunch of bullshit up as it pertains to like them being safer and nicer than America. And they just like the same demon. Fuck it though, huh? That's the end of our episode. I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. If you want to connect with me on any other platform, just know I got a TikTok, I got a Instagram. If you think I'm cute and that's making you want to have a little sex, well, I appreciate you. I appreciate you, but I did actually just start lying to myself like a week ago, saying that I was going to stop having sex and I'm going to really focus on creating these art projects. But I know I just keep telling myself that when I'm just actively not getting sex. And then when a fair lady ends up finding me and offering me the sweet fruit that sits in between her legs, I'm not saying every time, but like a significant amount of times, I'm just saying hell yeah. So to combat that, I isolate myself. To combat that, I isolate myself and I make these videos and I hope that I get rich before I accidentally get somebody pregnant. I'm kidding. You can't accidentally get somebody pregnant. You're a fucking idiot. All right. I'm going to get out of here. That was just a little freestyle for you guys. Tap in with me on everything.